I turn 25 tomorrow on 28 November. And as I look back at my life today and compare it with where I was 5 years ago, I realized that it's barely recognizable. Not just does my life look different, my entire being is different. The way I think, the way I speak, the amount of belief I have in myself is worlds apart. I remember just 5 years ago at age 20, I woke up every single day unhappy and uninspired, forcing myself to constantly study, to finish assignments so that I could do well in junior college, I could do well in university. And even though I wasn't the most excited about academics or the most academically inclined, I constantly beat myself up to do more, to study to 3 a.m. through the night, skip lunch so that I could study or sleep because I was so tired, simply because in my mind, I was told that I needed to do well, get a good job, to have a good life. And a couple of times a week, I took every opportunity that I could to feel that ecstasy and the excitement through partying and alcohol, only to wake up the next day meeting reality face to face, that I was still living my same old mundane life. And today, I'm waking up every day doing work that I love, connected with people whom support me and whom I love journeying with, and in inspiring environments, inspiring locations that I choose. Whether it's by the ocean, the view of the mountains, or even at my own work desk. As I'm recording this, I'm in the beautiful town of Mui Ni in Vietnam. And I'm in an apartment with a beautiful ocean view, doing work I love, traveling and experiencing all that the universe has to offer. I'm literally living my dream life, having the freedom and autonomy to do work that I'm deeply fulfilled doing and on my own schedule that I can control and at any location that I want. Now, how did I get here? Ray 5 years ago would never, ever, ever believe that Ray of today can be doing what she's doing today, much less work and travel from anywhere. And yet, I'm doing it today. How? So I really went to look back and think about what are the things that I had to do in the past 5 years for me to be where I am today as compared to 5 years ago. From uninspired to fulfilled and inspired, from hating my life to absolutely loving the life that I live today. And I realized this. I had to unlearn the beliefs and patterns that were running my thoughts, emotions, and actions. I had to unlearn these beliefs and patterns that limited me, that did not serve me, and I needed to adopt new ones that expanded me and that inspired me. And as I reflected, I realized that there are three main beliefs and patterns that I had to unlearn to live a life right now where I am happy. So I really want to just share what these three beliefs and patterns I needed to unlearn in order to be where I am today, in order to be living the life that I'm happy, and that's what I want to share in this video. The first thing that I needed to unlearn was to unlearn my fixed definition of success. Now, constantly over the past couple of years, even since I was young, I was working myself to the bone to do well in order to achieve the success that society told me I needed to have. A good job, earn good money, get married, buy a house, have kids. You get the picture. In junior college, when I was about 17, 18, I forced myself to study so much that I lost 7 kg in 2 months. Because I was studying or sleeping every moment that I could, missing recess, missing lunch, simply because I was so tired that I needed to sleep, or I just wanted to study as much as I can. At 21, I met my first ever coach and mentor. And for the first time ever, I learned this principle that changed my life forever. And it's so simple but so profound. And this principle is that I can design my own life. And after that, I met other freelancers and entrepreneurs my age who started their own media company, started their own fitness academy, started their own tuition business. And some of them, they are simply doing other part-time jobs like teaching tuition, doing life skills training, or doing sales at the side so that they can create additional income streams while studying. And for the first time ever, I saw that, wow, I can actually make money outside of a corporate job, outside of what society says is the right way. Unlearning my fixed definition of success was crucial for me to take two important first steps. The first important first step that I had to take was to ask myself, what does success look like to me? And of course, this takes a lot of time. It takes digging. I really had to dig deep and communicate with my true inner voice and answer what I truly want, not answer a certain way because I feel like that's the right thing to say. And that is especially hard to do because imagine this, like for 20 years of my life, I've been conditioned to see success as a certain way. And when someone asks me what success is to me, immediately I would say, oh, it's to get a good job that pays well, and then buy a house, have a good family. That is the kind of response that I would give right away. So I really, really needed to take time to dig and reconnect with my true inner voice. And this is really through spending time with myself, having conversations with myself, asking myself, hey, Ray, what does success look like to you? And then I would answer, one thing that I want to do is to do work that I enjoy, work that excite me and inspire me. I want to use my voice. I realized that what drives me is doing work that I love, not necessarily money, but like doing work that I love. And then I continue communicating myself, right? Okay, what are the possible opportunities available right now that allows you to try and do something that you enjoy? And then that leads to an important step two, which is starting to do work that makes my soul sing. And I did it outside of my studies. I taught life skills programs in schools. I took up professional hosting gigs. I started sharing content on Instagram purely for fun. And I basically allowed myself to use my free time outside of school to do things that I truly enjoy. And these two important first steps were critical to me actually doing what I'm doing today, running a global coaching business and coaching from anywhere that I want. Without me knowing, life skills trainings and emceeing for years has given me the skill set and the gifts in speaking and connecting with people. Sharing content on social media actually attracted me my first few clients who DM'd me, who direct messaged me before I even launched the product. Here's the thing though, unlearning my fixed definition of success is not easy at all. You'll realize that family, friends, colleagues, the people that are currently around you right now, they generally have similar definitions of success. Your family and loved ones will advise you the way that they think is best for you, which is based on their beliefs and their definitions of success. So defining your success would require you to take time away from these loved ones and spend time alone. For you to really have those difficult but important conversations with yourself. And I have to tell you that it's not easy. For myself, I find myself sometimes falling into the same pattern again and blindly following the fixed definition of success, even in my industry today. Just earlier this year, I experienced that. I had to really have those tough conversations with myself to make sure that I'm not building my business the way that society says I should. In the coaching industry, for example, there's so much talk about what a successful business looks like, right? For example, you should scale, you should work with less people who pay you more, create higher ticket offers so you work with more quality clients. And it's important to always ask yourself, what is my intention behind my work or my career or my business? What does success look like for me? At the start of the year, I had a few people advising me to consider to attract more, to tweak my marketing and the way I speak to attract more high net worth clients who are directors, who earn higher income, so that I can work with less clients and each client pays me more. It sounded completely logical to me. I mean, it does make rational sense. My brain thought, hey Ray, this sounds amazing and you should do it. It is the smarter way. It makes more sense. The advice is coming from people who are more successful than you, so you should listen. The thing is, I did try to listen, but it just felt so unaligned to me. And my head, I was constantly beating myself up thinking, Ray, why are you so incapable? Why are you so useless? Why can't you be a better entrepreneur and just know how to make more, like make money well, know how to like scale your business, know how to be good at this. And as I continued to beat myself up, my income and my energy suffered. When I made the decision to instead, one, work with clients I felt aligned to, and to adopt the business model and vision that I felt aligned to, and number two, acknowledge my strengths of community building, hosting live events, speaking and training large groups, I then was able to leverage my strengths and build the business that I was excited to build. And in that exact month, I made that mindset shift. I achieved my highest income month ever. This might sound like really crazy, but what I've learned is that when I decide to trust my inner voice and work according to my definition of success, I actually attract more money, more quality clients. I actually become happier, and I actually start loving the business and the life that I'm creating. And I think this really applies for you, for anyone right now, whether you're running a business or whether you are working in a job. Just because there is a promotion given to you, it doesn't mean you have to take it. You can ask yourself, what does taking this promotion cost me? And if it costs you more time away from your family, then ask yourself, is that something that you want? Because ultimately, you can create the definition of what success looks like to you, and then make decisions and take actions in alignment with that version of success. And so the number one thing that I had to unlearn in order to be happy is to unlearn my fixed definition of success and instead learn how to define my own success, what success is to me in business and in life. The second thing that I had to unlearn was my automatic pattern of asking for permission or seeking authority figures for a confirmation to my decisions. My mom was actually telling me how when I was young, I would have to ask for instructions for everything and I can't seem to make my own decisions, literally even for the food that I eat. Now, since young, I've developed this need to check with authority figures for a confirmation of my decisions because I was so afraid that I'll be wrong and didn't want to feel terrible about myself. Now, this caused me so much mind drama and indecision. It still does sometimes. And I would have a decision to make, a decision that I perceive is so huge that could like change the course of my life forever, whether it is in business or in life. And I'll feel so troubled and indecisive about what to choose. And so I will ask a bunch of advice from like different people. And I have all these perspectives and all these advice and suggestions, and yet at the end of the day I still won't be able to make my own decision with confidence. This pattern has caused me so much misery and time spent not being able to make decisions. And when I dug deeper to understand this pattern, I realized that I grew up in an environment of structure, certainty, and like punishment for failure. Like even the way school was, it was really structured. You do this, then you do this, then you do this, then you progress to this. There's always like a right way of doing things. And there's always that, failure could lead to punishment. And punishment being shame, leading to me feeling not good enough, etc. Rejection, right? Being talked about. And so when I grew up in this environment in school, it made me want to always ask for the right way out. Even when I met my first mentor when I was 21 years old, he would often say, Ray, I've been an entrepreneur for so many years, just follow what I say and you'll be successful. And I don't think he is wrong. Probably if I follow exactly what he does, I could be successful. His version of success, not mine. And even though I knew that I didn't want to follow someone else's version of success, to me, it was more safe. I would rather stick to the safer path than risk feeling shame, not good enough, etc. And so I wanted a path that would surely be correct. And I would consult other people that I thought were smarter and were better. They might know more for their life. The thing is, this might have worked for smaller decisions when I was a child, but as I grow older, there isn't a clear right or wrong anymore. There's only what is right for me, just as there's only what's right for you. People will only act according to their values and beliefs, never against it. Now, this one principle has changed the way that I make decisions forever. Let me say it again. People will only act according to their values and their beliefs, never against it. This means that the advice that people give you is advice that supports their version of success, their source of joy and happiness, their personal priorities and values. Your parents, your mentors, your friends, your loved ones, they will naturally advise you according to their values and their beliefs. And if you're not aware of that, you'll follow and end up living the life that they want, not the life that you want. And so, the second thing that I had to unlearn in order to be happy was my automatic pattern of asking authority figures what the right way is. Instead, I needed to look inwards, have those quiet moments with myself, and actually communicate with my inner voice, asking myself, what do I really want? Building that trust with my voice is giving it time to speak, is seeking perspective from the outside, but ultimately coming back to my decision inside, is respecting my decision, even if the advice on the outside is different from what I want on the inside, is deciding to listen to my inner voice and trust the inner voice. The key is being at peace with my decision. And sometimes the decision can be that I don't want to make a decision right now. That is fine as well. The main point is that it's a decision I made myself, not outsourcing it to someone else. And number 3, the third thing that I needed to unlearn was to unlearn the need to always be productive. Being a workaholic has been a pattern that I've been working on changing for a while, and I think it has improved. But needing to always be productive is extremely guilt-filled. I will have a list of activities pre-planned on my calendar, usually with very unrealistic timelines. For example, I will say I want to finish writing my podcast in 1 hour, and I create like a 1 hour block on my calendar, and I plan all these bunch of activities all lined up. But maybe actually I usually spend at least 2 hours writing my podcast because I really want to dig deep into it and spend soul and time into it. So when I take more time than I expect myself to, I delay the later tasks and everything get pushed back till my task list stretches till 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and I usually fall asleep on my desk even before I finish the task, hence affecting my sleep and making me wake up feeling even more guilty because I did not finish my task of the previous day. Since July, I've had a couple of non-business challenges that came up in my life, and in those moments, I chose to be less productive and instead focus on those challenges, which actually led me to having more tough conversations with myself, with my partner, with my family, with friends. It led me through breakdowns that led to eventual breakthroughs and allowed me to receive the support that I have from my friends, and it allowed the opportunity for my friends to show me unconditional love, where they really just held space for me and listened to me and hear me bawl my eyes out in the middle of a sushi restaurant. Being less productive actually helped me grow a lot as a human being. It allowed me to grow so much as a daughter, as a coach, as an entrepreneur, as a human in general. And so what I needed to do was to really allow myself to have moments of planned unproductivity, aka spacing out, just thinking, journaling. It allowed me to have quiet moments with my thoughts. And these quiet moments actually grew my relationship with my unique voice. It grew me as a person, it grew me as a friend. And if I did not constantly build a relationship with my unique voice, I wouldn't be able to be the coach and the entrepreneur that I am today. And it turns out that these unproductive moments were actually extremely productive for my personal growth and also for my business. And so the third thing that I needed to unlearn in order to be happy is the need to always be productive. And what you can do is to schedule in moments to be intentionally unproductive, because that is really key to growing connection with your voice. And growing connection with your voice will eventually have effects that ripple out to other areas of life naturally. These scheduled unproductive moments doesn't need any expectation. It doesn't have any key performance index, KPIs. They're simply moments to be, to have conversations with yourself, to have quiet time alone. Fill your own cup and you'll overflow onto the cup of others and overflow into other areas of life like business and career naturally. And so in summary, the 3 things that I needed to unlearn in order to be happy, in order to be living the life that I'm living today, as compared to where I was when I was 20, uninspired, right now being inspired and fulfilled. The 3 things I needed to unlearn in order to be happy. Number 1, I needed to unlearn my fixed definition of success and instead defined my own success. Number 2, I needed to unlearn my automatic pattern of asking for permission or needing to go to authority figures for a confirmation of my decision. Instead, I needed to build trust with my unique voice, make decisions I feel at peace with, and take responsibility for them. And number 3, what I needed to unlearn was the need to always be productive. I needed to schedule in intentional, unproductive moments to fill my own cup so that it will overflow onto the cups of others and to other areas of life, like business and relationships. I think at the end of the day, we are all still figuring life out bit by bit. There were so many moments that I thought, why do I have to go through these challenges? Why do I have to go through this? Why can't life be a lot simpler? Like maybe I live by a farm and, just chill. But I asked myself if I could choose and truly be given a choice to not have to go through those challenges that I've been through over like 25 years of my life, would I want to? The answer is no, because I realized that if I wasn't given the opportunity to grow through the challenges I've been through, I would literally not be able to do what I do today as a coach, because I wouldn't be able to connect with people. I wouldn't be able to tell stories. I would have no stories to tell because I have no challenges that I've been through. And so I am really, really glad that I did have those challenges that I grew through, and I'm really proud of myself for being able to, or for choosing to grow through the challenges so that right now I can be the leader and the coach that I am today. And so if you're going through something really tough right now, I want to say that I'm proud of you for choosing to get up and grow through it. You're really brave. If you relate to any of these 3 things that I needed to unlearn, do share it in the comments below. And if there's anything you needed to unlearn, you thought you needed, you think back and you're like, oh, these are some things that I needed to unlearn to be happy, I'll love to hear more about what are the things that you needed to unlearn. You can share it in the comments below as well. And I'll see you in the next video.